I don't know if it's... Will you decide to boot up? Is it booting up? I don't know. Let me see. Maybe I need some special characters to be recognized. Can you read this? Okay. It's booting up. This sign has not been recorded in this high resolution until now. So, when it comes to tools, I love this orange accent. Manufacturer of this blade states in the packaging that this is a fine blade, use it only for blade purposes, don't use it as a screwdriver, don't pry open things with it. I couldn't help myself, accident with the bolt, and I wanted to open it. And I used the tip of the blade and I chipped the blade. I immediately regret it because now you can see as the blade is coming, there are two little dents inside. This is very good blade, very sharp, but I have those dents there. But it's a tool designed for a specific purpose, as is the point of this video. It's my newest camera called Canon R6MII. Look at this camera. This is now. They compacted all amazing features into one tiny body that you just need to attach a lens and you can go right away. Then look at this thing. This is a camera from 10 years ago. It's a much larger because technology is not that far. Cameras are getting smaller and smaller and smaller until we go to the point when you can use quality video with your iPhone. That's been entire event from the latest Apple show. But they have introduced very quality codec with that. Call it an Apple-log. It's like Canon has C-log, Sony has S-log, logarithmic representation of colors on your footage. That's why it's so shady. And then you can easily color correct it and you get good footage in the end. I can show you a bit of a footage because it's crazy. I have never been color correcting correctly before. I have been using the footage from the other camera. Hi. And I was color correcting that one. But now, as I can see monitors from both cameras, the C-log on the Canon, the proper C-log, has all the colors faded in. Instead of the ones I'm using on the previous one, which I can still say whether that is a C-log or I have just incorrectly set it up the settings again. I hope it is not, because then the editing process will be very hard. Oh my god! The battery is coming out. It's just little plastic. This is the remote control that I was using for that camera, and it still works. But I cannot use this on my R6MII anymore because it doesn't have the infrared receptor. R5 has it, ATD has it, that's why I can use this to remotely control, but the R6MII does not have it. For remote controlling purposes, I'm using my iPhone and the accessory application. It's connected via Bluetooth. You can get that remote shutter, or if you want to have like zero lag, you can use the wired one. I'm using just my iPhone with Bluetooth to remotely turn on the camera. That's working fine, but I cannot use this anymore, which is kind of a bummer, Because it's small, it's very light, just a cheap plastic. I have too many notes. No, we won't have time for all of this. Oof, okay, too many things. Fine. What I really love about this camera is that I have opportunity to use for the first time false color. But it's basically something that you can immediately tell by contrasty colors how exposed your footage is and whether you have proper exposure in your subject's face and skin tone. And it will tell you whether the dark areas, as the ones over here, are completely like dead, there is no texture, or if there is a texture. On the false color you can see that those areas are dead. It's on the Canon, it's represented by the purple color. That means that there's no texture there. And it will also show you overblown areas with the red. Now we can have red over here. I don't know where else. It has to be powerful light, but I don't really care about that because mostly people are not looking into lights. The false color on this camera is amazing because there was no option to have it on the before camera, and it's mostly tool for viewing monitors. There you can turn on the false color, and built into the cameras it's more of a rarity. In these like ordinary ones, this is not a cinema camera. The Canon has their specific cinema line. You will have that red C in the name, like R5C, C70, C300. Main reason, an absolutely main reason I have bought this camera is that it is a full frame. So we have a full frame, we have large ISO range. This has, the maximum is at 250,000, like a maximum ISO that this camera can produce. So 2000, 3000 ISO is nothing. Then we have a false color, I told you that already. I have dual SD slots with very fast recording speed. This camera can shoot in the burst mode 40 photos per second. Like 40 photos, that's a high-speed sports capabilities. Capabilities of video. This has oversampled 4K. If I'm saying that correctly. Basically what it is, I haven't mentioned that this is a mirrorless. The one before is still DSLR, so digital single lens reflex. There is a mirror that doing capture photo, come back. This one has just the protective barrier in front of the sensor, and when you want to have that mechanical shutter, things will come out, take a picture, they will come back down. So this is a mirrorless. That means everything is powered by a battery. If I want to see through a viewfinder, if I'm taking pictures, a little LCD that's showing me what the sensor sees. That's a bit of a complicated if you have ran out of battery. That's why I'm carrying more batteries with me and I'm more worried about the battery life. But I have to say, I was extremely testing this camera on my recent trip in BigFatra. I had it on my outside clip on my belt. It was it was like a blizzard. I was in a place when there was snow, trees and then a fog. If you go into the high Tatras and you look down and there is a clear visibility, you can see the towns down in the valley. It's hard to forget that you are still within reach of civilizations. But there, I had no idea where is any nearest town. I presume that if I will go in one direction, continue going that way, I will eventually reach some village or town. But I had no idea there is anything near us. It was just the snow, us and a blizzard. I was thinking, how is this camera still going? I just took it out, took a picture, put it back, and I was not worrying. And then my friend at near end of the trip asked me, is that good for the camera? It's still running? And I was like, yeah, it's still running. I took it out and we were within reach of our destination. The camera survived the blizzard through the entire day. That one battery is that LP6H, is that enhanced one, with that rainbowy sticker on top. And I took the camera, look at it, and I took the picture and nothing happened. I was like, I think the camera stuck. So I just turned it off, covered it with a lens cap, put it back to my belt, and kept on walking. And it warmed up and everything was fine. But at the moment when it froze, I was scared for a little while. Yeah, that's it. We have new amazing camera, and I can't wait to show you all the things and projects I want to shoot with this, because my capabilities and now I see that the recording stopped. I don't know what's the problem. Aha. Yeah. That's a bit of a problematic issue, because the card is full. How can we deal with that? Our card is full. Okay, I will stop recording. Maybe I will just finish with this camera.